Hey guys, Dr. Ruth Roberts here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I am. We're off to a nice, continuing, beautiful January here in South Carolina. We got our cold snap and it's over with, and we're back to gorgeous 70-degree days. So can't ask for much more than that. I think you guys have had some snow up in the Northeast, but not too awful. But it's always funny watching snow videos the first time a pet sees snowfall and goes out and plays in it and has a wild time. So hope you guys are enjoying the weather if possible, and hopefully it's not too icy and rainy and yucky. So hope you're going to enjoy this series. So again, Ask Dr. Ruth Live. I've got a couple of questions that people have been writing in on Facebook and messaging me with over the course of the week. You know, wonderful to hear that from you guys. Feel free to message us. Generally, we're able to get back to you within 24 hours or so, and often much shorter than that. So please use that message feature on the Dr. Ruth Roberts page on Facebook. Or as we get ready to do next week, Ask Dr. Ruth Live, in that ad section, that's a great place to leave comments, questions, things of that nature. If this work is serving you and improving what you're seeing with your pets, please like us and share our information from Facebook or with your friends. We hope to get, my goal is to get the message that food should be the first medicine out of any doctor's toolbox out there to the general public. I think that idea has gained more and more acceptance on the human side, and it does take change, and change can always be uncomfortable, but the results can just be incredible. And actually, I've got a question from Brenda about her 13-year-old dog that I think will get that point across very clearly to you. As I said, we've got a lot of exciting changes that are coming up for 2017. Our new website for the original CrockpetDiet.com is working beautifully. We've got a lot more fact-filled blogs and blogs that are designed to answer questions in more depth for you or make you aware of issues that you may not have understood that were within your power to help correct and help improve your pet's life and quality of life. So keep an eye on that. As I've said in the last several announcements, we've got a holistic total body support multivitamin coming out. We now know that's going to be available in the first week of February, so look for more information about that. The thing that is so exciting to me about this product is that it is made with glandular materials. And so the thing that we rob our pets of when we spay and neuter early in life is we put a tremendous amount of pressure on the adrenal glands to keep everything functioning well. And so this product actually supplies adrenal gland, which gives your pet's adrenal glands the raw materials they need to have good, strong production of all the hormones, including cortisol, plus all of the ones that keep your minerals in balance and things of that nature. So, and when we spay and neuter early, just as when we as people go through menopause or andropause, our adrenal glands are forced to take on the production of the physiologic levels of sex hormones, so estrogens, testosterone, and things of that nature. We now know that early spaying and neutering has been associated with increased cancer in pets. And so giving your pet's adrenal glands more support is a way that I believe will help reduce the incidence of cancer and of chronic disease that we're seeing happen in so many pets as they get older. So keep that in mind. Be on the lookout for some more information about it. We'll have some great deals on it when it comes out. But here's a couple of questions for you. We had Lynn write in asking about potty training for her two new rescued dogs. One is a 3 to 4 year old, and the other is a little bitty puppy. And the puppy's crying in the crate at night, so no one's getting much sleep, but the other dog is unfortunately getting up in the middle of the night and going potty as well. So first, Lynn, the thing that's most important is make sure that these guys don't have a physical reason to be having accidents in the house. So, for instance, they may have a urinary tract infection. We don't think of puppies as kind of coming out of the box, so to speak, with issues, but when puppies are weaned and they start to kind of nurse on each other in inappropriate places, then often urinary tract infections are seen. So get that checked out, make sure there's no infection, and also make sure there are not crystals in the urine that may be causing some discomfort in the bladder. So that's that's something your veterinarian can do for you. Take in a urine sample that you've caught first thing in the morning. Try not to refrigerate it, because that will cause some crystals to form, which may kind of cloud the test results a bit. And just make sure that's not an issue. If it is, antibiotics are the quickest way to get rid of infection. And so if you find you need to do that for your pets, then make sure to use a really high quality, high potency probiotic at least 2 hours after you've given the antibiotic dose, and then for 2 weeks on a daily basis after the antibiotics have finished. That way you're going to help protect your pet's GI flora so that the good guys are still in charge. Probiotics are just so important for getting things in order and keeping them there. So definitely do that. The other thing that can be really helpful is D-Mannose. And both of those things are available on our website. There should be some dosing instructions there as well. But D-Mannose is pretty cool because it works by dehydrating the bacteria. So it doesn't matter what the bacteria are, which antibiotics are or are not susceptible to them, they're susceptible to. It just dehydrates them and kills the little buggers, and then also helps to decrease inflammation in the lining of the urinary bladder. So that's been very helpful. It's a type of sugar, so there's no toxicity whatsoever. So that's another good thing to consider too. So, like I said, get your veterinarian to make sure that, and Mona wants to help. Come here, Mona. That there's no urinary tract infection present. She's got things to say. Come here, come here. Oh, I know. But that should help you quite a bit. And then as far as crate training goes, there's a couple of things you can do. One is there's some great resources on the Humane Society's website, and I'll put a link to that for crate training down below in the comments section. But essentially what the most important thing you can do is to get the older dog and the puppy used to it gradually. So make the crates a fun place. And do things like, feed them in the crate. If they like playing with toys, throw toys in the crate so they can go in, grab the toy, and come out. If they like chewing on bones, that's a great place for them to do that because they're separated, and so there's no discussion about whose bone is whose. So that's a great way to start. And then the other thing I'd suggest is something called the umbilical method. And essentially what that is attaching a leash to your pet's harness, which is great for these little guys so we don't end up damaging their tracheas and causing issues there. So attaching one end to the harness, and the other end gets attached to you, hence the umbilical method. And so when your pet hits the end of the leash and they're sniffing around, it's time to say, okay, let's go potty, and you pick them up and you walk right outside, unhook the leash from your belt loop, and let them go potty. And then that way you're ahead of the game so that everything is positive reinforcement. You're able to prevent them from urinating on the floor or on the carpet, something of that nature. So it's always a situation of, great job, good puppy. You went TT and, give them a big extra romp and play outside. I'd definitely avoid giving them a treat for going outside to go potty, because that's a habit you don't want to get into, and in fact it puts a lot of weight on dogs as they get older. So that's one option. Again, that information from the Humane Society on crate training will be at the bottom in the comments section, and I think that's a very helpful place to start too. And then the second question I had was from Brenda, and she's been feeding the original Crockpet Diet for about 2 months, and she's noticed after that period of time that her pup has gone from 70 pounds to 63 pounds, and she's starting to look skinny. Hey, Lisa, great to see you. I hope your guys are doing well. So for Brenda, what she's noticed is that she's had this, she's gone to looking really quite skinny. She went to the vet, had normal lab work, and really appears to be quite healthy. Her dog at 13 also has some significant arthritis, and so that had been limiting her activity. But since being on the Crockpet Diet, she's noticed that her activity level has really increased. She's wanting to go play ball, go on more walks, and then play more often. And so, Brenda, that's an awesome problem to have. I think the diet is agreeing with her, and you simply need to feed more. So, if she's feeling better at 13 and doing more things on a daily basis, her caloric needs simply went up, which is fantastic. I mean, there's not many of us that need to eat more as we get older. It's usually the opposite way around, so that's wonderful. So what I would do is increase what you're feeding by 50%, or to put it in easier math terms, if you're feeding her a cup twice a day, then feed her a cup and a half twice a day, and that ought to get her weight back up to where it should be. The thing you want to be mindful of, too, is that we get used to seeing our pets as normal weight, even when they're too heavy sometimes. So I'll put a body condition score chart in the comment section below so you can take a look at that. But in general, a good way to assess weight is, can you feel the ribs without a lot of pressure? And can you, see the waist? Is it nice and tucked up from the side and from the top? So I think those are all good ways to assess. So check out that body condition score chart to see if you're, what you're truly seeing. If your veterinarian has said she's too skinny too, then chances are good that's the truth. So the other thing I was going to say too is that for our older pets, as they lose weight, all of a sudden they look super skinny in the rear end most of the time. So over the hips, over the lumbar spine, but look pretty normal up front. So if that's part of what you're seeing, what's happened is, as your girl has lost fat, you're seeing that she's over time lost muscle in the rear end, probably due to her inactivity from the arthritis. And so that's where something like unflavored whey can be a really great asset. So I would start slow, use something like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon per meal, and then kind of work your way up. You want to start slow because it can upset tummies for some animals. And so for a 50-pound dog, the top end of the dose might be something like half of the human scoop. Jarrow is a great product. It's RBST free. It doesn't have all the colors and flavors and additives that a lot of the whey products do. So that's a great one to start with. And this information comes from a human study. What they realized is that men and women have decreasing bone density scores at the same rate as we get older. And yet women, when we fall, we're the ones that tend to have broken hips and horrible stuff. And it really can be awful. And so what they realized is that men tend to eat more protein, and they simply maintain better muscle mass. And that's what was preventing their falls, is they had more strength to hold themselves up and to catch themselves if they started to fall. So this paper looked at increasing whey protein as a simple and easy to absorb protein source, and it also contains a heck of a lot of leucine, which is the limiting factor in muscle growth. So that's the rationale behind feeding the whey protein, so it can be very helpful. So hope that helps you guys a bunch. Lisa, it's great seeing you. Hope Sunny and Sky are doing well. Just want to remind you, if you're having a lot of anxiety about all the change going on out there in the world, just go home tonight and hug your puppies and your kitties extra close, and they'll remind you that at this moment, nothing is lacking. And so with that, Mona and I want to say goodbye. Mona, do you want to sing for them? Or you want to say, my dog has free? Thank you. Okay. Bye, guys. See you next week.